All right. I want to give you just a little bit more context, a little something else to think about today as you do the Coffee Talk Journal prompt about speaking out, fighting back, whatever it is that you have been doing, whatever it is that your ancestors have been doing or did. Now, we've seen over the last many years, decade, that a lot of different groups are starting to speak out for different rights. A lot of people are fighting back, pushing back on outdated rules, regulations, restrictions. We've especially seen that a lot in the last couple of years, and especially in the last year. And when we think about that, a lot of us are out speaking our truth, whatever that is. It could be related to what's happening in the world, or it could be related to what's happened in our own families, where we are identifying those beliefs, behaviors, and patterns that have messed us up, kept us stuck, put us into destructive patterns, relationships, jobs, taken away financial means, put us into this fear and scarcity energy. A lot of our family members don't like that when we bring all of this up. Society doesn't like it because then it's kind of a reflection of what is happening with other people. We have to face the shadow side of our lives, of our families, of society, collective, and do our inner work. Let all of that go. Shine the light where people don't want it shown. So, when we do that, when our ancestors have done that, what has it cost them? What is it costing us? If you look at the truth speakers for the last several years, the activists, the people that are saying, out here in the world, this is happening, I don't agree. If they're saying, this happened in our family, this has been a secret for generations, it is really messing us up, we need to face it, we need to talk about it, bring it out into the open. A lot of us are being shunned. There's a lot of shame being thrown on us, negativity, guilt, persecution. We're losing family and friends, jobs, all kinds of things because we are standing in our light, speaking our truth. So, where have you done this in your life? What has it cost you? For a lot of you who are in tune with the energies, who are paying attention to what's happening on the planet, you might have been doing a lot of this the last few years, maybe even before that. And it might have been more subtle before. And now it's more, hey, I'm here, I'm loud, this is what's happening. Then I want you to compare and look at your family tree. Who were the change makers in your family? Who were the intuitives who knew they came here to change things up, to end those cycles, to bring the secrets and the lies out of the dark, to change things? Who are they? What did it cost them? And if you think you don't have any of those people in your family, I think you need to do a little bit more digging because we all have them. And they might show up in very different ways. Some of them might even show up after they've passed away. For those of us who are intuitive, empathic, we can sense the dead in whatever way that is. We hear the messages or we read the signs, we interpret them, and we learn the lessons. And we start asking questions. And a lot of people don't like it when you start asking questions because that means that they might have to start asking them themselves, which can cause, other things to go on. Might cost us other things, might have cost our ancestors other things. If you need an example for your ancestors, think about World War II, especially if they lived in Europe. What was their experience? Did they stay quiet? Did they collaborate? Did they resist? Did they go on as life as normal? Did they just obey and conform? Where does that come from? You can look at cultural references. I've done a lot of research on the Dutch because I was married to a Dutchman for the last many years. And the culture for centuries has been indoctrinated with pillarization. They're all divided. They're better than everybody. Different ways that they want you to conform depending on what group you're part of. It's all part of the culture. That information's out there. Look for it. What is your culture? I'm starting to do a deeper investigation into my Czech culture. As far as I've researched back into the late 1700s, we're Czech. Although my DNA shows a lot of Eastern European, but I can't paper trail prove it where they go when they leave Bohemia. So, what are the cultural aspects of the Czechs, the Bohemians? And how is that still affecting me today? And do I want to keep all of those things in my experience? All this information is out there, but when we do genealogy research or military research, often we just stick to the facts, names, dates, and places. We don't look beyond that. We don't really look at the culture. We don't look at where some of these things came from, beliefs, behaviors, and patterns. We just accept it that it's part of our tradition. Well, what if it doesn't have to be part of our tradition anymore because it keeps hurting us? It keeps holding us back. When is it time to let some of the old go and create something completely different? We're being given that challenge and that opportunity now to create something completely different in our realities. So, what are you choosing? Are you speaking out? What is it costing you? Which of your ancestors spoke out? What did it cost them? And are you in any way trying to make up for what they weren't allowed to finish? I know a lot of us are. I have been. It's been coming up into my consciousness for the last few years where I've been playing out those patterns. And it's created a whole lot of garbage in my life. But once you recognize it, once you start to question it, once you start to go deeper into it, you do the research, find out where it came from, whether it's culture, it's political, it's religious, it's educational, it's just something that is unique to your family, you can change it. So if this resonates with you, fantastic. And if you'd like to share any of your experiences, feel free to do so in the comments, or if it's too private, you can always private message me. Have a great day. Bye.